Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey, it's Jeff McNichol down here at Mom's Music, 1900 Melwood Avenue. I was just thinking, when I was a kid, the magic was at Frankfort Avenue, the Mom's Music at Frankfort Avenue, and I used to beg people to get a ride down there just to hang out with the guys and see all the cool gear. Now that I'm the owner of this store, it's like a dream come true. We're recreating the magic with the vibe that we used to have at the old store. We're carrying all the gear that you're going to possibly want. We're giving you the outstanding service and personal attention that you deserve. Yeah, so we've got the great guitar shop here. We're carrying USA Fender, USA Gibson, Paul Reed Smith, Gretsch, Jackson, Charvel, anything you could possibly want, we're going to have it for you. Mom's is and always will be Louisville's music store.
Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge. I am Mark Jackson and I am your host. The premise of the show is pretty simple. Awesome interviews and awesome music. If you want to contact me, hit me up at metalforgeradio@gmail.com or visit the website metalforgeradio.com. And now, let's get this show on the road. What is going on, Metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson and I am your host. This week, I have Dave from the awesome Canadian metal band Hexoffender here in the Metal Forge studio. We're going to be talking about some awesome new releases from those guys and a little bit more. But before we get into all of the jazz today, not really much to talk about. You know, just hanging out. I do want to give a big shout out to Mike Brewer and the awesome people who had Mountains of Metal 6 this past weekend out in Marydale, Kentucky, that Overload, my band, played at, along with so many other awesome fucking regional bands from the Kentuckiana area. Super fucking rad times. So fun. Be looking out for an Overload video possibly coming from that show. It was really fun. Kind of hot, but hey, that's what it's all about this time of year, right? So, I'm going to give a question here for you guys this week. What Summerfest are you most looking forward to that is not a major, like, Danny Wimmer production event or anything like that? Give me the Underground. Give me the Stormbringer Festival. You know, the Metal Immortal Fest. You know, Frost and Fireland. You know, give me Maryland Death Fest. Give me the ones that, you know, are not produced by a major company that's got like Metallica and bands like and 9 Inch Nails and those bands and shit on there. Let me know, what are you looking forward to this summer? Fuck yeah. So I'm intrigued this week, and I'm going to let you all get in on a little secret here. I don't listen to anything Jason and Athena record prior to the show. I just let it, I get the message back from them saying, here's what we're doing this week, and they tell me who it is and give me some links, and I just drop it in. I don't really listen for anything. I might maybe listen to the first minute of something, just so volume-wise I look at the waveform so I can edit it in, but I really just don't listen to it until the day of the show because I want to hear and be surprised by what is here to in what their interviews or sorry, their reviews, what their reviews entail, right? So I saw Athena's review this week, and I immediately was like, that's interesting. I wonder what it's about. So I actually looked up the band and actually listened to them before before today's episode. And I was just like, holy fucking shit, these guys are awesome. And I wanted to know more about them. So I'm kind of excited for that. So let's check in with Athena from the heavy metal bunker in Metal Mischief.
Misfits and miscreants, bangers and mashers, deviants and the deviated, the tormented and the fermented, ghouls and goblins, creatures of the night. Jack those headphones, crank the volume to max, spark it up, and just relax. It's time for your deadly dose. Welcome to the next installment of Metal Mischief. I am your host, Athena, and on today's lineup, we have a new album that is completely different from anything I have reviewed thus far. This is definitely a golden find. Excuse me. It's by a band from Konya, Turkey, the Tamer Isli Project. Tamer Isli Project. Now, these guys are definitely all talented. There's not a mark missed at all when it comes to the composition and everything of this album. I just gotta say that right off the bat. So, to hear this band is to feel this band. So, I want you to kick up your heels, throw back some Rocky, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but it's a strong, clear anise flavored liqueur that's just favored by the citizens of Turkey. So we're gonna just throw that one in there for fun. Light some incense, maybe a few candles, turn off those damn lights, and let yourself slip into something more comfortable. A symphonic black teddy, maybe? Tamer Isli Project's new album, Children of the Architect, is a sexy blend of symphonic metal, black metal, and what the band describes as folk metal. Which I guess I can see because of its generous tendencies with the overall production of it. I get that. I really, at first I was like, folk metal, but I do. After listening to the album a few times, I get it. It's got this erotic melody of all these many different stringed instruments, piano, and synthesizers, punctuated by these haunting vocals. And of course, they have this backup singers, backup vocals. It's almost like a chorus behind them. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. It's beautiful. Absolutely. This album just resonates with the afterglow of sex. That's right. I said it. You heard me. The SEX word. But this band is definitely sexy. Makes me feel sexy. It should make you feel sexy. It should make you feel sexy with somebody else. Right? Right? I've got my producer, DM Meyer, here, and I'm looking at him. Makes you feel sexy?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? He's smiling. You can't see it, but he's smiling. So, there are no timid moments during this romp whatsoever. The fire is definitely fueled by the crushing drums and generous, ghostly guitars. It's a beautiful mingling of chaos, passion, and despair. So take a deep breath, because the last song which I've actually been playing for you in the background for the last 4 minutes and 28 seconds. If you haven't already stopped listening to me and are paying more attention to the background music, I totally get it. Anyway, I digress, which I do often. I want you to take a deep breath, because this last song, Primitive, brings you to an orgasmic climax as they clock in at 15 minutes of release. It is a perfect end to this uncompromised delight. Absolutely. DM Meyer, should we do a shot?
Sure.
Sure. Yes. To add to the beauty... Oh. To add to the beauty of Tamer, they have made it very hard to find out much about them at all. I mean, DM and I both looked it up, Googled it, and tried to figure out anything and everything about this band, and we couldn't find much at all. I mean, they are literally kind of a mystery. I like that, though. You know, it's kind of cool, actually, having a band that's just like, no, we're just gonna make the music. You like it, you enjoy it. It doesn't matter who, what, where, when, why. We're just gonna make this fucking awesome music. And that's what they did, man. A sexy mystery. I could not find where this was recorded, only that they recorded it themselves, produced, and distributed it. I mean, they did not even list who played what, sang what, or what. I did find out, though, that I cannot pronounce any of the band members' names. So, if you've heard and tuned in before to Metal Forge and Metal Mischief, then you already know I am not the greatest at pronouncing people's names or remembering things or any of the above. So, prepare for, like, probably the worst try yet. Alright, so, B-Ta, Unknown Soldier. This one I know I got. Beard Generator. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it is a unique name. Also an Unknown Soldier. Focabra, Unknown Soldier. GC Dakanuma, Unknown Soldier. Estes Giesenfehler, Unknown Soldier. And Kazildan Sayaha, Unknown Soldier. Alright. I hope that wasn't too painful. Was that painful, DM?
No.
No?
You're doing good.
That wasn't terrible?
I don't know those things either.
Okay. Oh. Alright, well, good. He says it wasn't too painful. Hope y'all agree. Alright, so, to sum it up, I want you to just go look for them on Bandcamp and many other streaming services, because when I Googled them, all I got was streaming here, and then when I said band info, it literally came up unknown. So, if you find out anything, let me know. I'd be interested to know more, because these guys are really amazing. Absolutely amazing, and I'm blown away. I love it. I love it. So, before I give away too much, to sum it up, look for them on Bandcamp, many other streaming services, because this is an album that should not go without a good listen. Okay, so, now it's time to spark up that spliff. Oh shit, you know what time it is. Pour yourself a shot of whatever you're drinking tonight. be it a fine, clear Turkish liqueur or a fine, dark Kentucky liquor. Oh, y'all know what that sound means. Cheers. Alright, Athena's 5-shot review. If you don't know the rules, bear with me while I bring to you this public service announcement. 5 shots. That means I needed 5 fucking shots to get through the motherfucker. 4 shots. Meh. Coulda used some oomph. 3 shots. Good. Made me air drum, bang my head. 2 shots. Really good. Put that shit in the glove box for traveling. 1 shot. Excellent. I'll probably have a bangover in the morning. So, here comes one of my shitty drum rolls. I think I'm actually getting better at that.
It sounds good.
It sounds better?
It really sounds good.
Yeah, I should practice.
No.
No? Okay. It sounds better kind of shitty though, right? It's like garage band, like never mind. I digress. All right.
I can think of a few places to practice that on.
Right? Okay. So now that we've built enough suspense for you guys, Tamer Isli Projects gets 2 shots. Really good. Put that shit in the glove box for traveling. So, until we meet again, have a most excellent time, and remember, keep it heavy. Cut! That's a wrap!
Super fucking rad music all around. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Tamer Isli Project, whatever. I'm sorry if I butcher it, but yeah, I'm definitely. There's a ton of fucking music on the Bandcamp page. That the link is below for it. So please, check it out. Buy some music from that. It's totally fucking rad stuff. Fucking right. As I said, it was going to be short today. So here is Hexoffender. This is Bloodfuck.
Wish you were dead.
All right, Metalheads, I am here with Dave from Hexoffender from Hamilton, Ontario. I hope I got that right. Dave, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome.
How about you?
Dude, I am awesome right now. It's been cool weather here in Louisville. I dig it. And I just hate the heat personally because I'm fat and old. So I can't complain there, especially, that I know what's coming, and it's about to be August for about the next 4 months in a row, unfortunately. So, Hexoffender. I did get that right. From Hamilton, is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, I'm from Hamilton.
Okay.
My band members are from, one guitarist from London, Ontario, other guitarist in Milton, Ontario, and our drummers from Georgetown, Ontario.
Okay, so I'm not too familiar with the geography there. It's like I know where Toronto is, I know where Windsor is, and I'm pretty much dead after that. I don't know much about, is it a long distance between your commutes or anything?
No, it's about a hour and a half drive from each other.
That's not terrible.
No.
That to me, that's a doable thing. That's something that you could easily, make a weekend practice deal.
Definitely.
Hell yeah. So tell everybody out in Metal Forge land about Hexoffender.
Well, Hexoffender is mostly a solo project that started at the beginning of the pandemic because I guess I was bored.
No.
I was out of work.
I know I was definitely bored through the pandemic. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
So you say a mostly solo project. I say that I assume that it's because you wrote and recorded mostly everything at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm the primary songwriter. Lyrics, rhythm, bass, drums.
Definitely.
And I leave the leads to the musicians.
For sure. I can get behind that. I suck at writing leads myself. So you recorded this a little bit differently than most people do. You did this off an iRig, is that right?
Yeah, I bought a $11 iRig and recorded on my cell phone.
Which is absolutely crazy to me. Technology, I remember recording things on tape when I was like 13 and 14 years old, like a cassette tape. And now, This day and age, it's all on a phone for the most part. People are shooting movies on phones. They're recording albums on phones. It's crazy.
Yeah, I actually recorded the vocals in my car.
Wait.
I just park somewhere secluded and start screaming.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I could do that because I love as much as I hate the studio, I love the fact that I can sit in a vocal booth and stare at like this nice fucking SM7B from SHURE, and just go crazy in front of it, delivering some vocal lines. So I don't know how it would feel if I was just doing it. I mean, of course I've done this in my car, doing demo stuff, but not ever anything that I've released.
Well, I mean, everything that I've released is demos. So
okay. Well, see, that puts a little bit of a different spin on it because it's not like actual professional recording studio.
No. However, we did record in a studio in March, and we're releasing that EP in August.
Nice. Do we have a name for that yet?
Yes, Into the Grave.
I like it already.
Yeah, 2 tracks.
But still.
It'll be released on a 7-inch in August. So that's, looking forward to that.
Now, with you releasing this EP on vinyl, is this something that you're doing yourself, or did you get picked up by somebody to release that for you?
Independent Swiss label got a hold of me. Heibenstich, or I can't pronounce it. It's in Swiss German.
Okay.
I think it means cut and stab.
Nice.
But this guy, he's recorded Sleep. I think Morbid Angel as well at one point with another label.
Definitely. Well, see, I always like to ask that because the resurgence of vinyl over the last 6 or 7 years, especially in the metal community, has really, it's become a thing where we're having like ridiculous wait times on vinyl. Like there's bands that I know that they put out something back in November and they're not expecting the actual vinyl of it to come out until December of 2022 to January 2023. So you're already looking at like close to 14 months for a release. And to me, I don't get that. I mean, I get it logistically, but as an artist, I'm like, when do you just say, okay, this is not going to be released on vinyl or something?
I don't know. I think it might be worth the wait. It's nice to have a hard copy.
Of course.
Especially on vinyl, which is, I find interesting.
Well, absolutely. Like the whole process behind vinyl to me is interesting because from the way the mastering works to making like the stamping plates, that is definitely an extremely interesting way of releasing music.
Definitely.
When you went into this, getting this vinyl pressed, did you have when the label was talking to you about it, did they have to say, okay, this is our deadline for August? You have to be done by this day and everything has to be submitted by this day? Or is this something that you've known going well into?
It was just basically we just kept in touch, and I'd let him know the progress of the recordings. And then when I said, things were pretty much done, he got a hold of the manufacturer, and
that's cool.
That's basically it.
Okay.
It was pretty laid back.
That's really good because I know like I said, there's so many people that have put out or are putting out music where it's 6 and 8 and 12 and whatever months out to be able to actually get physical product. And like I said, where my point is with this is it seems like it's hard to actually to get a deal for your fans, I guess. Everything's into the pre-order age, as I want to call it, because everything seems like, okay, here we're going to put this out, but you got to pre-order it. Where that it might be a plus for some things. I do know that there's some bands out there that have really reneged on that stuff, and it just kind of sucks sometimes. Or pre-orders sell out super fast.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of new releases in quotations are they're not actually in stock yet.
Right.
There's a lot of pre-orders I've noticed.
Okay. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
Hey, it's Mark Maxwell at Maxwell's House of Music. Listen, all this stuff is now available to purchase on our website. Check it out at maxwellshouseofmusic.com.
We carry all the top brands, like Fender.
We got Gibson.
We also have basses.
We've got ukuleles.
We got drums.
We've got sound gear.
We've got keyboards.
It's Gonna Get Weird is the name of the podcast. We're on season 2, so you have a whole season to get weird with Frank Green and Scott Clark. The best part is there's always laughter.
Oh, yeah, you need to pull that out.
We have national touring comedians, NFL stars, rock stars, your local friends. It always gets weird. Weird answers.
Have y'all ever snorted coke off of a 78 Pinto? No? You ain't no man.
Weird questions.
Who had a bigger cocaine habit, Jock Sutherland or Kaywood Ledford?
Neither one, because they stopped beating their wives.
And weird we never even thought of.
Well, no. My friend is on acid, and I sent my friend to go find a payphone so that I can call and turn myself in for murdering this guy and ruin my life.
We love all types of people, but we don't love all people.
Weird. It's Gonna Get Weird is the name of the podcast, available everywhere. And thank you to Big X Sports Radio for being a proud sponsor of It's Gonna Get Weird. Frank Green, Scott Clark. Yeah.
So you've got the new EP, and it's set for August. Now, what is going to happen after that?
Well, hopefully we're going to record another EP next month in June. Hopefully get that done nice and quick.
Definitely. Yeah, because recording is always that thing where you never know what's going to happen. You know, you might get to the studio and say, you know what, this part in this song sucks, so let's take it out. Or write a new part for something.
Yeah, that could happen, but I've revisioned my demos so many times that it's they're pretty much final. Like I have final demos that I haven't released of the same songs that are on Bandcamp.
Okay.
Those are just like the second cuts of those songs.
Definitely. So with that, and you have the songs that you've released on Bandcamp and such that you've recorded yourself. Now, when you're going to the studio, are you all actually going as a band to the studio, or is it just you going to the studio?
Yeah, we go to the studio as a band.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So from where it started as mostly a quote solo project, it has started to evolve into more of a band.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right on. See, and that's totally cool to me because it's like the whole it has the whole brotherhood thing that's there. Yeah, you might have one person who writes a lot of the stuff, but you know, there's still a sort of inclusion, which is totally cool.
Yeah, the Rob and Josh, my two guitarists, they add their own little bits here and there, just to, I guess, spice things up.
Definitely.
And same with my drummer, he'll add his own little style to the formula.
Yeah, everybody has a piece of flair that they add to it. Because to me, no guitar players play the same.
No.
Even if they are carbon copy, identical twins, whatever, they still, and I've seen identical twin bass players and drummers that played in the same band, by the way. And like, they still did not play the same way as the other did. So that's one good thing about it is even though you're writing the rhythms and everything, they're still adding their own, the way they play to it.
Yeah. There's actually one demo where, both of them do leads.
Nice.
And they kind of go back and forth with the guitar solo. So.
Definitely. So when you write your music and you kind of pass it off to the other two guitar players and they learn it, and I'm sure it's probably a deal where you're showing them how to play it to a degree and they're learning it on their own to a degree as well. Do they get to the point where they play something that's better for them to play it a certain way than the way you wrote it?
Some of the time, yeah. But for the most part,
personally, I've always struggled with that. It's like, but I didn't write it that way. But I didn't write it that way. You know? So it's kind of hard for me to like disassociate when I write a rhythm and my guitar player plays it like in his way. Like, well, it's easier for me to play it like this. It's like, but I didn't write it that way.
I guess, I figured out to be a little open if I'm going to be playing in a band with other people, you know.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And that's one of my things, like when I watch cover bands play, and I don't do that very often because all of the stuff that I can play that that they're playing, if I see them play it different than the way, like, for example, like Crazy Train, if I see them play it different than the way Randy Rhoads wrote it and played it, I'm stupid for this, but it gets under my skin. I'm like, Randy didn't fucking play it that way. What the fuck are you doing? It's like, Randy was an asshole. A lot of people have said that, but it's like, show him some respect. Play it the way he fucking played it. Come on. Don't cheap out. I know that's stupid, but to me, it's like, come on, man.
I mean, if it's good, it's good. You know?
Definitely. And that's really where that's probably the reason why I don't go watch cover bands anymore, is because of that. So you're going into the studio next month to hopefully record 2 more songs for another EP release. And I'm assuming this is all building towards an album. Yeah,
we're going to do a handful of 7 inches first, just to get our foot in the door, kind of. And then eventually after that, we got an LP planned. Those demos are almost done. I think I just need 2 more songs.
Okay. So with you saying that, does that mean that the songs on the EPs are not necessarily the songs that are going to be on the LP?
Oh, they're all different songs.
Thank you for that. I'm being serious. I've been in bands for a long time, and I've had a lot of friends who hit the record button and constantly re-record the same 8 or 10 songs over 20 years. And it's like, well, it's on this EP and it's on this album. And then we rewrote a part of it and we put it on this album. And it's just like, what? Come on. It's like, you wrote that already. You released that already. How can you rewrite it? But yes, thank you for that, seriously, because that's one of my things too. That's just like, once it's released, I can't do the deal where it's more than one album.
Yeah, I'll re-record and rewrite demos, but once it's like a final release, I'm not going to touch it again. You know?
Okay. So by that rationale, if you were to have something on your Bandcamp page and it's labeled as a demo, does that mean that there is the possibility that it could be re-released as a different version later on?
Yeah. Like I've re-recorded all of them so far, and there's many changes in the songs, but I'm not going to release them until they're full versions, like complete versions.
Okay. So like, take for example on the Undead Smut demo, the song Undead Smut is the most finished version of that song, is what you're saying?
No. I have a final demo, like complete, just needs to be properly recorded at a studio now.
Okay.
But it's a little different. The intros, instead of that build up, it just jumps right into it.
Right on. And see, that's always one of the things I really love. Like, take, for example, I wish more bands were doing this. Like the Metallica box sets. Yeah, they're pricey. They started at $150, and I think Masters was like $300 or something, or Justice's was like $300. But
wow.
But they've got all of those demo recordings and all of the practice recordings and that shit. And I love that as an artist, getting to hear like the very beginning writings of, say, Harvester of Sorrow or whatever, just throwing one out there.
Yeah.
To see how it evolved.
Yeah, it is interesting. And maybe Hexoffender will, once we get as big as Metallica, we'll start a box set.
Never say never. You never know what the future holds. It could happen. It could happen to you. No.
We'll see.
So hell yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to the 7-inch release in August, all the way up until whenever the LP is finally available. So hell yeah. We'll definitely be plugging away here on the Metal Forge for it. So
yeah. Probably won't be for a little while because of, vinyl takes forever.
Right. Vinyl does take forever these days, for sure. Especially 12-inch vinyl seems like it takes forever anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code MetalForge to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now. Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soulgrinder Zine, an independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. So I want to switch gears here. I want to ask you, about general profile questions about you as a person, because this is metal, and yeah, we've got the fucking metal image and shit like that. This is all about you.
All right.
What song could you never tire of listening to?
I don't know. I'll probably have to sit for a couple hours and think about that. To be honest, I don't think I've ever skipped Beating Around the Bush by AC/DC.
Nice.
That song, that's always a good time.
For sure. And, there's some of theirs that I don't think I've ever skipped either. Personally, I don't think I've ever skipped Shot Down in Flames. So, yeah, I could totally get behind some AC/DC on that.
Pretty much the whole Highway to Hell album, I can't skip.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. What's your favorite animal?
Probably my cat.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, she was really sick not too long ago. That was an expensive endeavor, but she's good now, and it actually inspired me to write a song.
Oh,
so
well,
one of the songs.
Glad she's better. I'm a cat person too, and I think most metalheads are. I think most metalheads. Yeah, I know a lot of dog person metalheads, but I think there's a lot of cat people out there. I mean, shit, Rob Halford's a cat person, so
yeah,
it makes sense. What is something you've always wanted to do, but you're not coordinated enough to do?
Play lead guitar.
I agree 100%. Can't do it. It's like, I can't do fast shit. Like Yngwie, Randy Rhoads, Zakk Wylde. I can't do Steve Vai. I can't do fast shit. You wanted me to play like Eric Clapton, I could probably pull that off because it's slow.
I can't even do the slow stuff.
Biggest pet peeve?
Clicking drums. The clicky bass drums?
Oh, yes. Yeah. The ones that sound like they're hitting paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't listen to a lot of potentially amazing bands because of that sometimes.
Understandable.
Just annoys me.
Yeah. It definitely fits a thing where it's just it's like that certain pitch or timbre that's just drives you up a wall.
Yeah, there shouldn't be clicking in heavy metal.
Unless you're playing to a click track. No.
Yeah, true.
What was the best concert you ever attended?
Probably the first time I saw Midnight.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was super fun.
You know, confession time here in the Metal Forge. I have spoken to Vanek on this show twice, but I have never seen Midnight live.
I actually, this morning on my way to work, listened to the Halloween special you had with Vanek.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Just to get an idea of how the podcast goes.
Yeah, for sure. He is such a rad guy, for sure. And all of his solo work and everything, as you know, is great. So, what food can you not stand?
Any food I'm not eating.
That sounds like one of my answers.
Yeah, I like food. I'll try anything.
Definitely. Do you have a favorite food, though?
Yeah, but probably steak and potatoes. Something simple.
And that's something that I don't... well, I'm going to say that it's probably that you can't go wrong with, but I'm sure that there's people that can go wrong with it, you know, when they order a steak well done. You don't order your steak well done, do you?
No, it's cooking for like 3 minutes and then I take it off.
Oh, wow.
I like it pretty rare.
Yeah. What do they call that? Gray, I believe.
I think it's called delicious.
Who would you like to see perform live if time or money was not an object?
Probably like the Stooges back in their
like raw power era.
Yeah, that era.
Hell yeah.
You know, where the show got canceled in the first 10 minutes.
Well, I mean,
because Iggy was too, messed up.
I recently saw a clip of an interview with Alice Cooper saying how they grew up together in Detroit, and they were, they played shows together really early on, and Alice gave Iggy a switchblade, and he said he was doing it there. He gave it to him to protect himself, and he started cutting on his chest in a show with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. He would like cover himself in peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like head to toe.
Yep. And that was actually then the very next sentence that Alice said is he cut himself up, he went into the crowd, and they started rubbing peanut butter all over him.
Yeah, I think I definitely would have enjoyed rubbing peanut butter on Iggy Pop back in the day.
Right. If you could relive any age of your life, what would it be? I
think I'm actually in the best age of my life.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And you can't argue with that. If you're content with it, fucking awesome. Right on.
Yeah. I'm living my best years so far.
Definitely. Do you believe in the paranormal?
I guess I'm agnostic about it. I don't know. It's could be there, but I haven't seen it.
Okay. Understandable. Like when I say paranormal, I mean like not only like, like ghosts and stuff like that, but kind of like the cryptozoology with it, like Bigfoot, UFOs, things like that.
Yeah. I'm more, I don't know if it exists or not.
Definitely. Oh yeah. Yeah. Priest or maiden?
Priest.
Nice. Now, when you say priest, which is totally fucking rad, you got an album or anything in there?
Stained Class. That's my favorite album.
Really? Wow. Yeah. I have not had that as a favorite Priest album yet.
I think it's like it's like that transitioning stage from their previous stuff to the newer sound.
Right.
I guess. Newer sound is the early 80s.
Well, I don't know. I think you're absolutely right with that. We're talking about a band that I've often said has, over the last 50 years in music, 52 now, that has drastically changed their sound era to era. Like,
definitely.
Almost from the 70s to the 80s, they changed. From the 80s to the 90s, they changed. from the 90s to the 2000s, they've changed. They've still always been heavy, but it's been different types of heavy the entire time.
Yeah. Although I'm not too familiar with 90s or 2000s Judas Priest.
Oh, like the Jugulator type stuff?
Like mostly, they're late 70s, early 80s.
Definitely. Hell yeah.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey guys, Wrestling Steve of the Wrestling Steve Show here. So if you're currently listening to the Metal Forge with Mark Jackson, then you understand that Mark Jackson has a pretty discerning taste when it comes to music as a whole. You'll also understand that he has a discerning taste for professional wrestling, just like me. My show is called the Wrestling Steve Show. I talk about modern and classic pro wrestling in a completely unbiased, unfiltered way. Be sure to check me out on all available podcasting platforms. That is the Wrestling Steve Show. And I am the host, Wrestling Steve. Just remember, like Confucius said, man who goes through turnstile in Thailand is going to Bangkok. Pro wrestling.
Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby. Beer or whiskey?
Both.
Both? Any particular, any favorite brands?
For whiskey, it's a bourbon, Four Roses.
Okay. Definitely familiar with it.
I do like my Kentucky bourbon.
Nice.
And then beer is just all over the place.
It's a definite mood thing. I get that.
Yeah.
You could be, and as much as so many of my listeners out there are going to be like, oh, what the fuck? You could be in a Budweiser mood one day because it's, it's light and that's what it is. You just drinking it just to feel the effect. Or, you just want to sit there and you want to have a nice Belgian double or something. I get that.
Yeah. Sometimes I want a nice stout or I just want to drink some sewer water.
Sewer water, that's awesome. I'm trying to get a Dos Equis sponsorship here on the show, so
nice.
What was the last thing you watched on YouTube?
Oh, I think a bunch of like CBGB's performances from the 70s.
Nice.
So like the Ramones, Blondie, Talking Heads, all that stuff.
Hell yeah. Before we go today, as always, links are listed below, so please give a like, a share, and a follow. Go to the Bandcamp page. Buy anything you can from it. That he has some demos on there. Follow him on Instagram and Facebook and wherever you can find them. Like I said, links are always listed below. Do you have any shout outs you want to give to anybody today, Dave?
I guess my band members, Corey, Josh, and Rob. Hello. And my friend Alan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gifted me with some awesome artwork and my tattoos.
Nice.
And he's helped with some of the lyrics.
Hell yeah. Is he who does the artwork for the album covers, like the pictures and stuff?
The Into the Grave album, he did that one.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing it, actually. So, shit, yeah.
Well, it's on Instagram, I think.
Is it? I did not see it on there. I will have to look it up now that you say that. So, final question of the day is, and I've been changing these up recently just because, you can only ask what album changed your life so many times, right? If you could go back and say 3 words to your 18-year-old self, what would they be and why?
Probably wouldn't say anything because I like where everything's gone so far. All the choices I've made over the years have led me here, and here is pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Being where you're at and liking where you're at, that is a masterful thing, especially in this day and age when there's so much shit out there. So much garbage. And, I think society today could really take an example from the pit. And when you see your friends down, help pick them the fuck up and don't step on them.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah. So, on our way out today, what out of either anything off of Undead Smut or Fever Dream, what do you want me to play out?
I'd say Fever Dream.
All right. So you heard him. This is from Hexoffender. This is Fever Dream.
Too scared to fall asleep. The diamond
Hey, thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. I want to take a minute to remind you guys about the Patreon page. Over on the Patreon page, we have the tiers set up to support the production of the show. We feature the Down and Dirty, which is just $1. There's nothing special for that one, it just sends me a thank you because every dollar helps. Then there's the Double Down and Dirty. Much akin to the Down and Dirty tier, everything helps produce the show in the end. You make your presence known, and I appreciate that more than you realize. Thank you for being a dedicated friend and supporter to the Metal Forge. By selecting that tier, you will receive some cool Metal Forge stickers in your mailbox. Now, we're really going to start pounding the metal madness with the Apprentice Metalhead for just $5 a month. By becoming an Apprentice Metalhead, you'll be given early access to the shows, published 24 hours before everyone else gets it. You're also going to receive 3 entries in any contest that we do here at the Metal Forge. You're also going to receive a 10% discount on all Metal Forge merch, and you're going to receive a sweet Metal Forge patch for your battle jacket or backpack. And now, here is the big one. This is the Master Metalhead for just $10 a month. By becoming a Master Metalhead, you will receive a hand-numbered Metal Forge Master Metalhead membership card. You're going to be given early access to the shows as well, with 36 hours before everyone else. You're going to receive 5 entries in any contest that we do here at the Metal Forge. You'll be able to submit audio questions that I will use on the show of you asking questions to the upcoming guests. Remember, timing is everything, and you will need to keep up with the upcoming guest list on the website. You're also going to receive advanced knowledge of any new merch coming out and be given a 25% discount on all Metal Forge merch. And you're also going to get all of the other rewards from the other tiers. So visit patreon.com/Metal Forge Radio today and help support the Metal Forge. Rock on.